Hello, everybody. I won that fight. Does that mean that I hit an open for? Yeah, I hit the one guy that was open for me. Awesome. The only unit I got that I care about is the Drow. I don't know. Let's see what I get in the pack. I really might sell this for the interest. All right, this is like suicidal game losing stupidity, but it's one Drow. Now there's more open quarters. Okay. I shouldn't hit one. There's only been 2 Drows pulled. I think that was 3. No, just 2. So, maybe this isn't totally out of my mind stupid. Wow. How many open borders we have? 2? Still just 1. Or back to 1. I actually kind of think this guy beat. No. Awesome. I overplayed my hand. I'm awarded 0 points. Bugs is pretty strong to play if you're like attempting to lose. It wasn't right, but can't hit the next level of interest, so this isn't a terrible night's start. And I don't usually... Ooh, yeah. I've ran knights twice in the last couple days, and I don't love them, but I don't hate them either. Okay, yeah, it's knights, for sure. Can I make it up to... Nope. Yeah. Oh, I should have sold the Wind Ranger. Damn it. That's okay. All right. So yeah, knights. The question is more, how do we want to play this at the open? And I mean, honestly, damn. I didn't get that switched out either. This is probably a little strong, because I kind of wanted to lose this round too. But if we win it, we win it. I feel pretty good about this start. Okay. What do we need? Level 1 units would be good. Did not get them. I could sell for interest here. But I think I'll just do that. Feels like a better general plan. Equipping items is also good in general. Okay, so yeah. Generally, the way I play this is you want 4 healers, 4 warlocks, 4 knights, and there's a way you can do it and get 4 trolls. That method is not my preferred method, to be honest. It does require you use Batrider, and I don't know. What I usually do is I keep the Batrider, and it's like if I ever get there and I get a troll, fine. But it requires you to do weird things too, right? Like if you're not gonna run Luna in the mid game, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if you don't, then you probably don't have Mask of Madness, so you probably don't have a good troll item. And so then late game, it's more like, well, if I get a 2-star troll, I'll put in the Batrider and run 4 trolls. And I don't know. That pike feels like the biggest bait in the universe. Well, okay then. Okay, so I think I probably ditch bugs at this point. And I certainly level. That'll cost me interest. Well, it won't, just all the bugs. Okay, so for knights, I always either go the healing Essex or the healing Inno. If you get both, it's, I don't know. Personally, I've had better luck with Inno, but the Golem is nice. It's a stun. Okay, I'm gonna sell you, I'm gonna sell you. I don't need you anymore, I don't want you anymore. I want you out there, I want you out there, and I want you out there. That was not great. Desolator should be on somebody. Okay, so the reason I went with that is because Warlock gives me 1 Warlock, 1 healer, Omni Knight's the 2nd healer, and Warlock is the 2nd Warlock. And generally when I do this, I give preference to healers over Warlocks. And the main reason for that is just because if you have Warlock and Necrophos, that's one level of Warlock, right? Okay. How many kills are you up to? 2. That's not good. Also don't know if Omni Knight uses that. No, Omni Knight's a little worse in the chainmail. Okay. Next at this point is definitely Batrider. He gets me trolls. And 4th Knight. And he's 2-star. A lot of good reasons. The only 2-star units I'm looking for are Dazzle and Luna. So I'm going to let this roll for free, and then I'm going to level. Okay. When it comes to 3-starring stuff, I really don't know what is the stuff to go for and what isn't. It's very against everything I know about in this game, but the ones I usually focus on are either Luna or Chaos Knight. I just don't feel like a 3-star Omni Knight or a 3-star Abaddon. Do I take this? Okay, so I guess Omni Knight gets the armor and Chaos Knight gets the... Luna just never gets kills. Like, she does good damage, don't get me wrong. Pike is great on her because she does so much damage, but getting her to the point where she has kills is just ridiculous. But anyway, I just, like, normally I would want a 3-star, a tier 3 unit. But the tier 3 knights just don't feel great. Not for, like, carry damage dealing potential. I'm a bit behind here. This is where I would like to have leveled. But Disruptor is my preferred 4th Warlock. Am I streaking? I'm not. I lost my streak. Dazzle's just really good. And so the way this works out is what you're doing here is you're just putting between Warlocks and Healers and Inno. Like, Healers buff anything that heals. That includes Inno, that includes Warlocks, that includes Mask of Madness, and any spells that heal. And you're stacking this on top of your Knights who have damage reduction versus everything, magic and physical. So the way this build works is you just stack stupid amounts of healing onto stuff that doesn't take damage. And you have a recipe for very efficient meat shields, basically. And Dazzle's heal is really good. There's an argument for Warlock. This is another cast. This Does damage over time, and it silences. Both of those are very good things, but I feel like Dazzle's probably more viable right now. I'm not sure though. Not 100%. What we do need is Abaddon at some point. Because combining him with Necrophos gets you Heartless. And this build does kind of lack damage a little bit. And I really need a third Luna. The problem with that is that both Luna and Necrophos are really contested by the Heartless Hunter builds. So, I don't know how that'll go. Generally, what I end up doing, like I feel like I've had more success running Sven as my carry than Luna. But if she completes, I guess. And we can level right now. It will cost us 1 interest. The only really meaningful thing I had to put in would be Disruptor, but he's probably worth it, and I am streaking. If I win this fight, I will put it in. And this person is going, I think, just the Legion Commander version of Knights. 40 health. Yeah. There's another person doing it as well. It's really annoying, because you don't see Knights that frequently. Like, it's not a super popular build. And we will lose this. I think I'm going to level anyway, but I'll take my reroll first, the low level one. I can do Maelstrom. Vlad's would be better. Sven. And honestly, I'll just wait. This is a natural level anyway. I'll just wait for the round to happen. I guess. Not my favorite choice, but it works. And see, this is the point where now Luna being a trap is just like painfully obvious, because I have this 1-star tier 2 unit. She only has 10 kills, half as many as Chaos Knight. The problem here is that I can't put Mask of Madness on anything else. So, until I get a Troll Warlord. This is why I hate this unit. This is why I like Knights. Just sit here and heal for days. I mean, he was running the same build, which is why it took so long, but... Luna did 3,000. Let's see how this goes. I don't normally like this, but the thing, like running 2 Chaos Knights, you can Mask of Madness 1, and it means when the other one casts spells, he does a bajillion damage. Because he's getting basically a free knight to ramp him up. I mean, I really don't know that a Luna would be better there. many kills to get? None. I think it's just what I have to do right now. It is not what I want to do right now. I don't know how to counteract having a useless item. I mean, not use it is a valid option. That does actually cut me out of a knight too. That's part of the problem here. I think I have to run that Sven. And just have an item I'm not using, I guess. I mean, I beat this dude. Could be worse. Could I maybe 2-star him? Like... just go. I don't want to spend all my gold rolling down. I need 30 to level. Ironically, and the other reason I dislike Luna is because this whole decision that I'm going through right now, it actually gets harder if you 2-star, because then you're losing gold when you sell her. And you're thinking, well, she does have some kills. I could give her the pike, she'd do a ton of damage. You know who else does a ton of damage? Well, not this fight, but Sven. Batrider, apparently. Is there anything I care about for Refresher Orb? I want Vlad's. There you go. That's better. There's my boy. Put the Vlad's right there. Who attacks faster? Is it? Yeah, it's okay. Let's do that. Cool. And see, if I hadn't rolled before, I could level right now, and it only cost me 1 interest next turn. Frustrating. I'll tell you what, frustrating. If I win this fight, though, I think I streak. And if I'm streaking, I'll just level, and it'll cost me 2. And we made top 4, so... there you go. This is how knights are viable for purposes of laddering. This feels stupid to level here, it really does. But probably okay. And at this point I could do the other Chaos Knight with the Mask Madness, or I can do Disruptor to get 4 Warlocks. What am I up against? Let's ask that question first. A 6 Warlock. What the hell? A 6 Warlocks build. And 2 Voids. Is this the Warlocks? This is the Warlocks. Well, he's going to be really upset by Disruptor Silence. Or he should be, hypothetically. Maybe not. So I think most people consider this build just not viable. Because you just don't have damage output. Which is not exactly easy to see versus knights who don't take damage anyway. I like the idea of putting it with Hobgun though. The friendly fire Hobgun. Interesting. Okay. Now we're at a bad point because both of these guys are running Void. And Void is just not good for us in the least. Faceless Void's going to come back. He is going to whack our front line. Disruptor Silence for the win. That was so good. Yeah. Void just cuts through the HP that you have very efficiently. And your Knight bonus doesn't work if they're just chopping off percentages of your health. Okay, that's good. That is also good. I need 40 gold to level, unfortunately. And because I didn't get Abaddon this round, I'm actually using the Batrider. Which means that the Troll Warlord doesn't hurt me as bad as it does when I'm using Abaddon. The bigger problem though is just, you know, trying to get through a Void Alliance when you're Knights. And honestly, I don't really know the answer to the question. Void is a pretty hard counter to Knights. It looks like we beat this guy. Although not by much, and not quickly. And I think Troll is actually... That might be a mistake. The reason I say that is just because I could have had a tombstone. I really need to reposition for this guy too. I stun locked his Faceless Void. With Witch Doctor, I guess? I don't know. Doesn't matter. This guy just creams me. That'll do in the other fight. Looks like he beat me this time around. Yeah. Okay. Troll? Okay. It's not the best positioning, but it is something. Oh, so close. Another guy scammed second out of it, or third out of it. That's still pretty good. So, differences, changes, things you can do differently. Like I said, I feel really bothered trying to 3-star a tier 2 unit. And a lot of that comes from the fact that I just don't like Luna in general. And I know everybody loves her, and I know, I mean, like, I even talked about Knights a little bit when she was gone, and it really did feel like Knights needed Luna, but now that she's back, it doesn't feel like it helped. As a matter of fact, they feel more solid without her. And, I mean, Sven not being an ace and not screwing over the entire board when he uses his ability, that's great. Like, Sven is your carry, in my fullest of opinions. Now, having said that, if you get a 3-star Luna, if you get a 3-star Chaos Knight, both of those units do insane damage, and they're very good. You can run 2 Chaos Knights separately without the Mask of Madness on one. I don't even know that it's a good play, honestly. It's probably a bad one. My board may have actually been stronger there with another stun. But they do silence each other, and you're not getting... It's not like you have 100% uptime on that stun, right? Usually, by the time Chaos Knight is unsilenced, it's about the time his cooldown wears off anyway. And it's about the time he has his mana back. So, you know, there's weirdness there. Like, if the wrong one stuns, then the one that you need to have extra damage might not be that one. On the other hand, it might be. You know, it works both ways, I suppose. But I know some people run this with just 2 healers. And I assume they do like Omni Knight, Necrophos, Witch Doctor. Personally, I don't know why. You've got a Warlock. I mean, Warlock Necrophos together, getting a unit or a level of Warlock and a level of Healer is just really good in and of itself. It does open you up. I passed up an Ogre Cap early. When I passed it up, I wasn't sure that I was going Knights. Having said that, I don't even know... Like, if you're running Legion Commander with your Knights, that's a different story. You want the Ogre Cap, you want the Warlock in the front to sacrifice, whatever. Everything else works the same. But in this build, like, Warlock isn't just a sacrifice unit. Like, he's a good unit. 6-second cooldown on a spell that it really is mediocre if you cast on an enemy, but it's a really good heal, and it triggers Warlock heals. So, I mean, actually, even if he casts it on an enemy, it's going to heal him and the lower level person for whatever percentage of the damage that he's doing to the enemy with the spell, plus his right clicks. So he's not just a sacrifice unit, but you can always pick up an Ogre Cap. Like I said at the beginning, I usually run Abaddon if I can get him instead of the Batrider. He's a little more upfront, shielding, And what that means is that you can have Abaddon Omni Knight as like your middle of the board knights, and then your Chaos Knight Luna or your Chaos Knight Sven on the side to be your damage. And it's not like knights need a lot more extra tank or anything, but unless you go 4 trolls, having 3 is just not that good. And you're gonna want the Dazzle for healers. And I guess if you don't go 4 Warlock, you don't need the Witch Doctor, but you know, if it's a choice like on your board, say you put the Abaddon in there, and you have to choose between Bat Rider or Witch Doctor, like I think it's Witch Doctor every single time for this time. There is an argument that maybe the other Inesix does better there. I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I like the Inesix better if you're running Legion, which I usually don't do, because she's an extra demon for Legion to buff off of. I think Inno actually does healing better. Not because he does more, but because he does it so often. And because of the way it's targeted versus your lowest level, or your lowest health thing, his heal really works towards, I'm going to keep something alive long enough for a Warlock spell to go off. Whereas in Essex, it's just like, you're now full health. Which is good too. It's just, I prefer Innos. Past that, that's pretty much it. Mask works if you have somebody to use it. Vlad's is paramount because the healing is amplified by your healers. It's just so good. Obviously, put the mask. I should have had the mask on the Disruptor sooner than I did, but you don't want the Vlads. You don't want the Vlads on your front line. You want it on something that's going to be right behind your front line, ideally. And Knights lends itself well to that because Necrophos and Disruptor both kind of want to be up front-ish, but not super up front. Alright, there you go. Third place, Knights. In Lord, I mean, I'm in garbage tier Lord, but I'm in Lord, so there you go. That's how to make it work. Catch you later.